Hi everyone. So this question here is telling us that this is the original function, and they've identified a couple of points on there, the 4, 3 and the 5, 2. And we're being told that it gets transformed into this function here, and that those points here, the 4, 3 became 6, negative 1, and the 5, 2 became 7, negative 2. Now, okay, realize that we do this in order here. We look at stretches, reflections, translations. First of all, there's no obvious sign that any kind of a reflection occurred, so I'm not even going to go that route here. That would be looking for something more complicated than is already there. Okay. Now I'm going to look for stretches here. Now, on the face of it, they look the same. They don't look like they've been stretched here. But let's just take a quick look. To go from this point to this point right here is I'm going to increase x by 1 and decrease y by 1. So it's just a 1 over 1 down thing. Let's just take a quick look here. To go from 6 to 7 is 1 over, and negative 1 to negative 2 is 1 down. So the relationship between those points has not changed, okay? A stretch would change those, okay? Whether it was a vertical stretch or a horizontal stretch, that relationship would have changed here. So I don't see any stretches occurring. So this really becomes just a matter of translations. So let's just take a quick look, for example, at the vertex here. Okay, it was at 5, 2, now it's at 7, negative 2. So that looks like a horizontal translation, 2 to the right, to go from 5 to 7. And to go from 2 to negative 2 looks like a vertical translation of 4 down. Now let's just see that applies to that other point here, and then I'll know that I'm on the right track here. So to go from 4 to 6 is 2 to the right. Okay, good. To go from 3 to negative 1 is 4 down. Okay, so those are my transformations here. So now my function should look like this. This would be f of x. Now how do I get 2 to the right here? Well, I think about whatever I would have to do here to isolate it. That's my transformation. So I'd have to add 2 to get x by itself, which means this must have been negative 2 in here. And then 4 down. The beautiful thing about the vertical one is it's exactly what you would think it is. Okay, because we do isolate the y, whatever I'm seeing out back here, that's what I had to do to get the y by itself. Yeah, so there's my function.